I am live. Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday, wherever you are in the world. So, I have come together with some phenomenal people that are translating this Facebook Live, Instagram Live to Italian, Arabic, German, Czech, Polish, and another few languages which I have forgotten. So I'm going to talk about something that's very dear to my heart tonight, and please bear with me. It is a topic that is given so much, I'm going to say, like, dismissal in our world, and it is a Talk to the Entity specialty. For those of you that know me, you know that I facilitate a specialty called Talk to the Entities. That saved my life. I am someone who is very entity sensitive, and I perceive entities. I don't see an entity standing right in front of me. I will perceive them. I will hear their thoughts. I will perceive their energies. And so I have the privilege of being educated and now carrying the information of the way entities speak to me, and that is what Talk to Entities is all about. It is about you having a capacity to talk to disembodied beings, in other words, the spirit world. And one of the specialties within Talk to the Entities is called teammates. Teammates. And some of you might have heard the term spirit guides. I know I was introduced to that probably 25 years ago. Others of you might have imaginary friends as kids, or you had beings that you were aware of that were around you. And so we affectionately in Talk to Entities call them teammates. And this term was coined by Shannon O'Hara. And I love that name, teammates, because that's what they are. They're a team, a spiritual team that are here with you, and they're here to support you and care for you and contribute to your life being lighter, more playful, playing a team. And so many of us that are aware of entities know that we had this team, and through somebody, saying that we were stupid or it's too childish to have teammates, a lot of the people that come to me for Talk to the Entities and come to the information about teammates, they have somewhat been made wrong or have felt stupid that they're these group of beings that are around them and that can actually contribute to them. And so one of the ways that I shut my teammates off is I was told by a teacher at a very young age. I was looking out the window and I could see all these little beings in trees, and I always knew that there was something out there to support me and that cared for me. I always knew it deep in my heart and made my heart sing. And she told me that I was being stupid and distracted. And so at the age of 7 was the age that I cut off allowing my team to contribute to me. Now, if you're watching this and you have no connection to it whatsoever, this information may not be for you. But if you're watching this and you have this sense that there are beings in the universe out there that care for you, some might call them angels. There was a lady years ago, I can't remember her name. She wrote a book. She was Irish, and she wrote a book about angels in your hair. And she said that she called the angels, she defined them as angels because that was the easiest way that her teammates, or that these spirits, could come in and talk to her, because she had grown up in Catholicism and you're exposed to a lot of angels. Now, I do want to say this, angels have been around a long time before religion got created. So these angels, you don't have to be part of a religion to have access to them. In fact, they've been around centuries before religion. And so for some of you, they may be angels. And this information is for you. This information is here to open you up to resuscitate your relationship with your teammates. And so you might just take a moment and recognize Lorna Byrne. That's correct, Gabby Hansen. I can see the thread in here. And one of the ladies had said, the lady who wrote the book about angels in your hair, she was vilified in Ireland. Her name is Lorna Byrne. And so if you're on here and you know that there are beings around you, just take a moment to acknowledge that. You know, when I was 17 years old, I was living in London. And I was coming home. I was working in a pub, and I was coming home at 17. I was working in a pub, and I was coming home one night, and I got this like sense that something was around me, and it said, "Hey, be aware, there's something underneath the stairs." And the stairs, I was living in a second floor apartment, and the stairs went like this, 1, 2, 3. And something just went, "Hey, there's something underneath the stairs." And as I went to walk in the stairs, a guy came out from behind, and I ran. And from that day, that's 30 odd years ago till now, I know that something was with me that night, that I didn't get killed or that there was no damage done to me. Something whispered in my ear, "Hey, be aware." And if you have had an engagement like this, just take a moment and be grateful for it. And so tonight I am the person that is being the advocate and flying the flag for these beings that are in the spirit world and are willing to contribute to us. And as I said, for me, I had shut off that awareness. Even the time that I was 17, I never really acknowledged that there were beings with me and truly had my back and supported me, you know. In fact, I would be dead. That's not the only time that they were there supporting me, contributing to me. And time passed by, and by the time I got to 40, I had completely and utterly shut down my awareness of these beings that care for us, contribute to us. I'm going to say make you softer, you know, bring me back to the energies that I was when I was a child. There's a very playful, joyful energy about teammates. And both of my kids are football coaches in Toronto. And the way I look at this is, when you're playing soccer or even any sport, imagine not turning to play with someone who wants to hit the ball to you, or, you know, if you're in swimming and someone wants to play volleyball, or even if someone wants to go on a beautiful adventure with you, "Hey, come out on my boat." Do you turn away from these energies, or do you turn towards them and let them contribute to your life? So for me, I had shut the door on my teammates. Can you imagine? They're there ready to play with me and looking to gift me beautiful things. Like, I remember when I was 8 years of age. Actually, I have the photograph. In my office. So this dress, I hope you guys can see it. The translators are looking, so I'm going to bring it in. It's a yellow dress. And I was about maybe 8 years of age, and my mother didn't have money, and I wanted a new dress to sing at a party. It's funny, I've only realized that I've had this photograph on my desk for years, but that's what occurs when you start to resuscitate and resurrect the relationship with your teammates. And I wanted a new dress, and my mom didn't have the money, and my grandmother said, "Ask your great-grandmother Maggie to bring you a dress." And so I said, okay, whoever's out there in the spirit world, I didn't have the vocabulary as a kid, but great-grandmother Maggie or whoever it is, can you bring me a dress? And the next day, I'm getting excited talking about this. The next day, there was a bag of clothes dropped by my uncle. Someone had given him a bag of clothes, and he brought it up for myself and my sister. And that yellow dress, that dress was gifted to me in that bag. And so I'm hoping that these stories of magic and possibilities ignite your awareness. Oh, I know, Pinar, so cute. Ignite your awareness of where you've asked for something and it has been gifted. And then the big question is, then we've to grow up and think and do and fit into this reality. Did you give up the magic of playing with your teammates? And did you give up the magic of asking them for what you require? And did you give up receiving from them? Now, some of you might say, well, why would I talk to my teammates? You know, the thing is, when I talk to my teammates and I invite them into my life, I'm a much happier, lighter, magical person. And there's this sense of peace in my world. And even if I have a point of view that life is difficult and tough and hard, my teammates are always tapping on my shoulder, ask a question, we're here, we can contribute to you. And when I'm willing to gift the information that I know about teammates, I am always contributed to. And also when I turn to my teammates, they always have a softer, I'm even sensing that now as I'm doing this live, they always have a much softer, gentler, lighter point of view in regard to living, in regard to me having a body and being alive. And particularly if you're out there and you've the point of view that you're on your own and you have to do it all by yourself, is it true that you're on your own? While I am in my room on my own talking about teammates tonight, I'm not on my own. There are many beings that contribute to me in my daily living and contribute to my life being greater and sweeter. And so I really did have a hunger for the relationship with my teammates. And I am so grateful that I found the information about teammates and about this whole spirit team that is ready and waiting to care for you and contribute to you. And so what if you allowed yourself to open the door to receive the contribution that these beings are for you? And I am doing a class on Sunday morning, very early Europe time. It's 9 a.m. Europe time. If you want to come on and really resuscitate the relationship with your teammates, come join me. I would say that through thinking and getting it right and through judgment, my relationship with my teammates was sterilized and I gave up the magic. And one of the things for me about being alive is knowing I came here for the big magic. I know magic is a reality and is true. And I know there is a reality beyond Rachel O'Brien just having a body. There's this magnanimous universe, magnanimous consciousness that cares for us and is always willing to give to us. And so that's on Sunday if you want to jump on. And also, there's a book that she's an inspiration to me. Her name is Shannon O'Hara, and I love her. She is a teammate and a body to me. She wrote a book called The Beings of Light, and it is a stunning book. And in it, page 37, because I read it a lot, is a section on teammates. You can get yourself a copy of this book, and also there's an audio that I listen to before I go to sleep. What if coming across this live tonight is your teammates knocking on your door and asking you to turn to them, particularly in a time where there's so much unrest and insanity in our world, so much hatred, so much power over, so much control, so much what I have to get. What if teammates could support you to be greater than any hatred, any separation, any resentment? I'll turn to my teammates and And they'll be like, there is no resentment, Rachel. There's only choice. What can I choose here? If there was no loss, no lack, I've learned a lot from my teammates and turning to my teammates in times where I believe that there's not enough, or I'm not enough, or I lack something. They have been a continuous support for me to come out of extreme hard points of views that do not allow me to enjoy being alive. So my invitation is to open up and to talk to your teammates and start to receive from them, and know that there is a whole universe out there that has your back and is contributing to you. And if you want to deepen your education information, on Sunday, come on for the 2-hour call. And then also you have the Beings of Light book. And all of this has been created from Talk to the Entities. The target of Talk to the Entities is to create a wave of change, come away from fear and doubt for people who are like me, entity sensitive. And until I had the tools to deal with my sensitivity to the spirit world, I wasn't doing great. And so we are here creating a massive change so that we can utilize our entity awareness to our advantage, and our lives can become greater with these capacities, not less. So I hope this live ignited a spark in your being, or a spark of joy, or a memory where you asked for something, and it might have been a flower or a tree, because they all communicate the energy of play, communicate the energy of peace and nurturing, and whom what is willing to gift you that you haven't opened up to receiving. Beautiful. Oh, so how does it get any better than this? Thank you to all the translators for being here. And again, we'll put the links in for Sunday's call. And teammates, thanks everyone. Mwah. Bye for now.